What is going on YouTube? I hope you guys have had an amazing week of your trades for week just gone. Welcome back to another episode of Nasdaq100 weekly highs, weekly lows technical analysis video. And we're going to pick up from where we left off in regards to the moves that we looked at last week and how it all paid out, or how it all panned out actually, how it panned out, right? And I hope with the assistance that I was able to offer, you guys were able to collect some nice coins, right? So with all of that said and done, if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification, and drop us a like, especially if I'm helping you collect some coins off the market and you haven't already done these things. Just make sure you do turn on the notification so whenever I release a video, you're one of the first to obviously see that video. So with all of that covered, we are going to get straight into the business of the day, right? Straight into the business of the day. So first things first, we're going to bring in the vertical separator, right? That's what I like to call it, the vertical separator. And we're going to separate last week from week just gone. So everything in preparation for next week, which is going to be Monday the 12th of August, we're going to kind of figure out during this week between the weekly lows and the weekly highs of this week, right? That's what we're going to do all week just gone. And last week we used the information of week commencing Monday the 22nd of July to help us figure out what was going to be taking place in this zone over here. This is just a very brief breakdown as to how I kind of do the analysis and how you're able to follow along in order to obviously help yourself. So we're talking about this week now, right? For next week. Okay, so first thing, let me just update the color of this and let me just lock that in place. Cool. Right, so week just gone, which is this one over here, right? This week over here is where I talked about weekly lows and weekly highs been taken out, and one of the things I was trying to put in place was how to spot the weekly lows and the weekly highs before it even took place, right? So we're not going to really go too much into that side of things. We're just going to focus on weekly lows and weekly highs, and we're going to figure out what we kind of need to do moving forward, obviously just to help us make sure that we're collecting as much bang in the market as possible. Oh, and I also need to change the candles as well. Just bear with me a moment and just change the candles. Go back to what you would like to see, these ones. Okay, so first we're going to bring in the weekly low of the previous week, and that is in the wrong location because the weekly low is actually here. Weekly low, and then we're going to put in the weekly high. Weekly high locked in, boom. Okay, so now looking at this week just gone, right, which is week commencing Monday the 5th of August, we also had a low that was set for us very early in the week, so we got that on a Monday. So that was the weekly low right here. And then we also had the weekly high that was set for us on a Friday. Okay. So with these two levels now in place, and as we can see, market is edging closer and closer and closer to getting below the buy side level of the Nasdaq. So we also need to keep an eye as to what market does as it pulls back down again, right? So in my opinion, this is what I'm thinking right now in regards to what I think market is going to do, right? So it's one of two things. One of two things is going to take place. It may take place, it may not take place, it just depends, right? So one of the things that I'm actually thinking about right now is the fact that there is a possibility, okay, that this channel that we have over here market may from a Monday start to push back down again, okay? And it may even take out this weekly low over here. So these are possibilities that we need to keep an eye on. But as it stands, this is how it's kind of looking at the moment in regards to what the Nas is doing. So your analysis may be slightly different, and if it is, there's nothing wrong with that, because there's more than one way to get to the correct answer when it comes to market analysis and how we navigate the market itself. So what are the caution areas or areas of concern that we need to be worried about next week, depending on how it happens? So if this weekly high is taken out next week, say on a Monday, we need to keep an eye as to how it is taken out, right? And the level that we're talking about is 18584.1. If this level is taken out, we need to keep an eye on things, right? And also we have another level down here. And if this level is also taken out, i.e. with the current structure that we have in this area right now, there is a possibility that market could come down to this level, right, to the bottom of this trend line or near abouts, and then push back up again. And remember, this zone right here will act as a support level, right? So this zone right here will act as a support level should market come back down to it. So it literally lines up very nicely with this trend, with this trend line or this trend channel itself, where we could get a push down here somewhere. It may push back up again, right? And then it may break back down. But as it stands, bearing in mind we are talking about the Nas, there is a high probability, due to the fact that the top level of this trend line is taking the most amount of hits at the moment, there is a possibility that it could actually push up, even though it's giving us the structure over here, which has a high probability of breaking downwards. So we need to be super mindful as to how this weekly high is taken out next week. If it is taken out next week or it's not taken out next week, we need to keep an eye as to how market interacts with this particular zone, right? So with all of that said and done, I'm going to go into a higher time frame. So let me just get another Nas chart up, one that ain't too busy. It's kind of crazy because this is the old work that I did before, and look at how it's all panned out, right? Obviously it's going to be one of the videos, so you can definitely go back and see when I put all this stuff together. So let's just go back into a higher time frame. Let's just see why we did things in that way. Okay, let's have a look. Okay. So looking at market on a day, looking at how market is behaving on the day, right? This parabolic push to the upside cannot be ignored, and it gives me the idea, or it gives out the concept that there is a possibility it could push up, but it might not push up. It might not, just because of this. Right, so we have an FVG in this zone right now, the market is in right now. So although we have a parabolic push to the upside, it hasn't created an FVG. So we do not have an FVG with this move to the upside, but we do have a bearish FVG sitting right where market is in right now. So the possibility of the Nas tracing back down again, in my opinion, is quite high. But remember, like I always say, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving you financial advice. You are expected to do your own homework if you're watching this channel, right? The only way you're going to learn how to do this stuff is if you are actively checking everything that is said to you and how it is said to you. It's super important. So let me get rid of these levels again. Let's get rid of all of these ones, and let's look at the new path that's been created. So we have an FVG up here, right? And then we have another one down here that's already been tapped. And bearing in mind, we're on a daily chart, so this moves that I'm talking about, it could take a little while before it even materializes, right? So bearish FVG, market pushed into it like it's doing over here, and then flew back down. Now we have another bearish FVG, market has flown into it. Obviously we have another bullish candle, right, sitting right in there, and in my opinion, there is a possibility it could push back down again, but only time will tell in regards to what market does. Beginning of Monday the well, it's definitely not the 19th, Monday the 12th of August, right? So these are the things we need to keep an eye on. And by the way, guys, I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section in regards to the analysis, what you think of it. If there are ways you think it can be improved, if there are things that I've missed that you've noticed, make sure you share that with me, so obviously I can keep refining and improving my skills as to the information that I'm bringing to you, to make sure that it is as accurate as I can possibly make it. So with all of that said and done, make sure you check out the videos in the thumbs that you're going to be seeing at the end of this video. There is going to be one for back testing and the other for the previous video if you missed that, so go check them both out. And I want to thank you for coming over to watch another episode, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video, which will be out very, very soon. So for now, this is Pips and Point signing out.